Hello and welcome to another video in my C Sharp Basics tutorial series. And this is the final. Yeah, this is the wrap up of the current series. So this is video number. What is this? This is video number 23. Yeah, this is video number 23. This is the wrap up of the current series. So I am surprised I actually managed to record all these videos. I mean, sure, these videos are really short. I mean, sometimes they're only like 5 minutes, although sometimes I tend to ramble on for 10, 15 minutes and so on and so forth. I don't know if anybody will actually sit through the entire duration. This seems to be one of those videos where I will ramble on for a long time, and the whoever is watching will drop off very, very early. Unless they really like me or something like that. Well, anyway, so this is the current series for as of now, the C Sharp Basic series and wrap up video, this one. So as of now, there are a total of 23 videos including this one. So hopefully, if anybody has come this far, I hope you learned something. So you have some knowledge about C Sharp and .NET. Then you had 23 videos before, right? So yeah, as always, follow me on GitHub. Visit my website if you have any questions. Feel free to email me. And so what is the so as I mentioned, I have what I would really request you to do is, and let me start opening some links here, and obviously I'll be putting all the links here. So of course, all the code of every video has an accompanying code, accompanying link. I have already put that. But for this specific series, for this specific, as of now, 23 videos, if you scroll down, you have that link here. I put it in the description. So all these topics I have borrowed, I have remixed, I've taken inspiration and all that from the free code camp C Sharp certificate. So if I go here, it says, yeah, there you go. So this is the foundational C Sharp with Microsoft certificate, right? And you can see that I only got this just before I started making these videos. I mean, obviously I have foundational C Sharp knowledge, although there were a few chapters which were difficult for me, like for example, string related, like formatting and stuff like that. Even now, I'm very weak in string formatting. I never really had the thrill for it. I never really enjoyed working on string formatting and things like that. So I may have, even in the videos, you can tell that I'm not very good with strings, and I'm okay with it. It's a weakness, and then I always find a roundabout way. Like when I'm working on a project, if something string related shows up, I find solutions, not with my programming knowledge, but rather just use some tricks to solve the problem anyway. But I mean, I'm a freelancer. I work with clients, I work with startups, I work with small companies, where it's okay, even if not like a completionist, as long as the work gets done, the clients are happy, the money is good, nobody is complaining. So it's fine, you can get by. It's not like you have to know everything. But anyway, so yeah, I did get this. So my request to you is, if you really are following along in these videos, before, I mean, obviously I have plans, I'm going to talk about that in a second. Please go to the foundational C Sharp developer certification website. I put the link in the description, and get this certificate, especially if you are a student, especially if you're applying for internships, especially if you're applying for your first job. Sure, this is an online certificate. Sure, there is a lot of room for cheating. Sure, there is a lot of, it may not have any value because millions of other people, thousands of other developers might have it. But at the same time, as I said, even after all these years of coding, I still found something to learn from this certificate. Okay, and when you apply for an internship, when you're applying for your first job, a certificate is better than no certificate. Okay, even if you took help from your friend, even if you found the answer online, even if you only spent 30 minutes just using AI, using Bing search engine, or Google if you prefer Google, a search engine, and you got the certificate, that is still 30 minutes that you spent that someone else did not spend to get the certificate. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario, you sat down, Okay, maybe you watched all my videos, maybe you went back and practiced, you put my video on one, as I mentioned, I always tell people, if you're a developer, you need to have 2 monitors. Like I have 3 monitors here. That's the ideal number. Anything more than 3 I feel is excessive, but the more you have, the better when it comes to monitors. As long as your neck is safe, you know how to manage your neck pain and back pain. Make sure you take breaks. Okay, look, please understand, when you're coding and everything, make sure you take breaks every 60 minutes at least. Okay. So anyway, so what I'm saying is, if you really, the worst case scenario, you found the answers online, or you took somebody's help, it's fine. But best case scenario, you actually went through the chapters, you actually watched the video, you actually did the practice. And you know what the thing is, during the videos, I did not tackle the challenges. I only have 23 videos here, including this one. But if you go to the free code camp thing, you'll see that there are actually, hold on, let it load. Sometimes the free code camp site is slow. I don't know. So yeah, if you look at it, it actually has 7 plus 8, 15. So 15 plus 8, 26. 26 plus 8, 34. 34 plus 6, 40. 40 plus 7, 47. There are actually 47 individual steps. So my tutorials is not a one-to-one mapping of the topics dealt here and what I explained. Sometimes I have clubbed multiple topics into a single video. Sometimes I've skipped some topics entirely. For example, every section here has like a guided project. I've not gone through that in the video. Challenge project, I've not gone through that. I mean, some of the challenges I have solved, sometimes on my own, sometimes I just took help from the tutorial website itself. They gave the solution. So I have not explained that in the video. So although I have put the code when possible in my GitHub. So please try to do the challenges on your own. They are challenging. There were a couple of them which became a little too confusing for me, and I had to take help as well. So yes, so the first thing you should do, as I wrap up this specific series, the first thing I think you should do is get the Free Code Camp Microsoft C# Fundamental Certification. Though it is very simple, I'm very proud of it. And I have many far more complicated certificates, which I had to work really hard to get. So even then, this still is something that put a smile on my face, like not in a joker way, but in a real smiley way. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is go ahead and grab the Free Code Camp Microsoft C# Fundamental Certification. All right, please do that. The next thing after this, okay, now you have some basics. Okay, now the thing about being a developer is that you are in an industry. I mean, every life is about change, but the software industry, change can happen really fast, and you got to be prepared for it. You got to get ready for it. A lot of times I have forgotten to take my own advice due to circumstances beyond my control, and I have paid a heavy price for the same. But a lot of times I'm able to come back, and then fix the problem as well. So usually that seems to work. So I would request you to keep learning. So the best place to learn is the Microsoft Learn website. Now, before it wasn't there. I think the Microsoft Learn thing is a new thing. It came like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I believe. But before that, we used to have Microsoft Docs. Before that, we used to have something called MSD, and I think they are still there. But the main place for you to hang out is Microsoft Learn. So let me just show my own Microsoft Learn website here. I'm always there. Every week I spend anywhere from 5 to 10 hours in the Microsoft Learn website. Okay, you can see here, if you go to my profile, you see that I got a lot of XP points, some gamification. I don't know how much it matters. You can see here, every day, every week, I try to learn new things. Sometimes I don't even know what I am doing. I just go to this website, pick something. Like right now, I'm planning to do like a series of videos on DevOps. Not right now, few months down the line, because the next set of videos are already planned out. I think I have enough material for at least 6 months. But yeah, I'm always learning, always go there. And the best part is the organization of the material. Like right now I'm doing DevOps, right? I go here to the top, I go here and I go to discover, and then I go to training. Yeah, and then I go to career paths. Right now I'm doing the DevOps thing. I go here and everything is so nicely laid out. All the stuff you will need. And the best part is all of this, it just tracks automatically online, which makes my life so easy. Okay, so there you go. So that is what they're talking. Like, for example, I think it says in progress. So I just kind of started this, like, AZ 400. And there are also Microsoft certificates. I think I'll make a separate video about that. So here, what they said was, there was something. Yeah, there you go. So I just went through this chapter today morning, I think. And then here, introduction, and there, you had all this stuff, prerequisites and stuff like that. And here, they said, there was a course that they had to do. So I went to this one. Again, it's all in the learn, and I just finished all the chapters. In fact, just a few hours before I record this video. So like this, there is a lot of information here. In fact, I'll show you right now. I go to my GitHub account, and if I go here to repositories, and you'll see that I actually went ahead and deployed this eShop, the website thing. I know, yeah, you can see here. I mean, I had to delete it because I deployed it on Azure. Azure costs a lot of money. But I can show you if I go to commits. Look at that. Yeah, 4 hours ago, 5 hours ago. So I did do this. I did continuous integration. I did continuous deployment on Azure. I did some load balancing. It's really nice, and the content is of such top quality. I'm always gushing over how good Microsoft Learn is. So that is this next thing. So after the free code camp certification, the next thing you should do is go to the Microsoft Learn website and just go here on the top. You can search for something specific you're looking for, but I would recommend there's an option here called career path. Just choose what you want to be. Do you want to be a developer? Take the developer path. Do you want to be a DevOps person? Take the DevOps. Do you want to be an AI engineer? Take the AI path. And there is so much stuff here, a lot of stuff. And all of this, none of this is wasteful. I mean, yes, a lot of this information is beginner only, but that is what you are. These videos that I myself, I'm a tutor. I teach only beginners. I myself am a beginner. At best, I'm an intermediate level developer. I never went past the intermediate level kind of developer skills because I mostly make my money as a tutor. So yeah, this is the best place for you to spend time, as much time as you can. Ideally, I would recommend 5 to 10 hours of learning stuff every week. If you're on a vacation or something, even 20 to 30 hours per week is not a bad number. But if you're studying, or if you already have a job, or you're in an internship, then I would recommend 5 to 10 hours of learning every week to have a robust career in the future, assuming something else doesn't go wrong, which is beyond your control, right? Then, so that's the thing I would do. The next thing after that is I would like you to become familiar with Stack Overflow, the best website there is. It is a community for folks like you and me. Okay, now obviously I am not like a big shot or anything like that. I am not an expert or anything. I know some basic information, but even for me, sometimes I ask questions. Sometimes I actually, like, for example, I have some answers here. Like this one answer, I know it's not a big number, but I'm very proud of it. I did this one thing some years ago. This is like from 2021. And then that answer has some 28 upwards. It's not a big number. But for me that is a big deal. But at the same time, mostly I ask a lot of questions. Again, I ask a lot of questions. Many of them have upwards. It gives some scores. Like, again, gamification, it does make you feel better. But more importantly, Stack Overflow is where you go to find answers. I mean, sure, now you have AI and stuff like that, but ultimately for me, whenever I get stuck, okay, although I use AI and everything, but I am an old school developer. I am 40. I've been coding for 20 plus years now. So for me, the old school methods still carry a lot of weight. And in fact, they seem faster because I'm so used to coming here. I'm so used to finding the answer, the community, how to ask questions, how to find answers, So for me, this is still the place I come whenever I get stuck. For example, just this morning, I was getting stuck with CI/CD. Look at this. Yeah, there you go. 5 hours ago, I got stuck. I found the answer. This is the one. For some reason, my deployment was not working. I was getting an error. In fact, a button was missing. What this guy says, workflow. I was not getting the button this morning. So I came here And this didn't solve my solution actually, but when I was reading these people, I found my own solution, and I decided to go ahead and put my solution. What I did was, I had forgotten by mistake, I had added an extra space, and that was why the workflow is that working. So when you're working on actions file, you're writing your YAML file, indentation is the key. Sounds crazy, but it is what it is. That's how the technology is designed. So once I fix the indentation, the things start working. So I immediately put the answer. It doesn't matter to me whether it gets downvoted or upvoted. It's fine with me. But the important thing is, community. It helps. So yes, I would request you to get familiar with Stack Overflow. You already have your GitHub account. Go ahead, log in and start participating. Even if you don't have any answers to provide, you don't have that kind of in-depth information. I don't have such kind of in-depth information, but it's fine. There might be some way you can contribute, or at least you ask questions. Put your question. There may be other student learners who are struggling the same way as you are. But worst case scenario, you like a question, you upvote it. You like an answer, you upvote it. That it will make the community better. Right? So be part of the Stack Overflow community. It is worth your time, and it's worth in gold, because I made a lot of money because of Stack Overflow's community. Whenever I get stuck, when I'm working for a client project, I want an answer, I find it from Stack Overflow. Amazing. Right then. So next thing is, here we go. Practice and practice. I already mentioned it, practice a lot. Practice a lot. There is no other way to it. I have given my example code on GitHub. The example code is available on the free code camp. A lot of example code is available on Stack Overflow. A lot of example code is available on the C# certification website also. So just keep practicing. Try new things. And another thing which you can do, I don't know if I already mentioned it here. I forgot to put this here. So I would, if you have time, I don't have that right now, but I would also, let me add that right now. If you have the time, I would definitely recommend you spend some time on LeetCode. Like sometimes when I do have time, I do go to LeetCode. I have the premium membership and everything. I do solve problems occasionally. If I go to my profile here, there we go. I solved some 20 problems, I think. Yeah, 28 problems I have solved. It does feel good to see that. I do participate in contests. I get like a rank. I'm not last or anything, but I am not. I'm in the last... 40%. I'm in the bottom 40%. So that's fine, it's okay with me. But yeah, if you have time, please go ahead and try to make it a habit. Do solve problems on LeetCode. I missed the bus on this. I mean, these things were already there when I was young. I never bothered with it, and that is a mistake I made. I really wish I had spent some time on this website when I was younger. Even now, once my schedule clears up, I plan to spend whatever free time I can on this website. It's really, really good. And you don't need the premium. I mean, yeah, I'm older, so I can afford it. So I have the premium thing, which is really worth it. But the free account is equally worth it, and participate in contests. It keeps your mind sharp. You learn new things as well, because you're solving a problem. You look at other people's solutions, and you really makes you better. Either you're already better, or you look at somebody else and you learn from them. So again, it's like a community. LeetCode community, and there are a lot of job interviews, internships and first jobs. If you have even solved even a few problems on LeetCode, that'll prepare you for the job as well. I'm sure today any kind of ID company thinks you apply a job for, I am 100% sure they will make you do some kind of coding test. It could either be a written coding test or usually an online coding test that you have to take. So LeetCode will prepare for you for that as well. Okay, so I really missed the bus on that. I definitely regret not doing the LeetCode thing, and it is on my agenda this year. Right now I'm really focused on these tutorial videos, but once I have completed these I have ideas for about a lot of topics coming up. I'm going to talk about it now. So once I'm done with that, then yes, I do plan to sit down and maybe spend a month or something, just day and night, just go into that LeetCode danger zone. Like, welcome to the danger zone, something like that. Just get into that LeetCode zone and solve like maybe 100, 200 LeetCode problems just for the sake of it. Participate in the contest every week. Just go nutcase with it. That is there in my agenda, though. That is there in my diary, but I just don't know when. But yes, if you are a young person, you're just starting your career, it's a very good investment. And I didn't do that investment. Yeah, I'm really regretting it. So spend time on LeetCode. Now, the next thing is where I want to talk about what is coming next in terms of videos and what is happening. Now I have two projects on my GitHub. So if I go to my GitHub here, both of them are new. I just uploaded them just before I started making these videos, because in fact I built those projects for the sake of the videos that are coming up next on the channel. So if you go to my profile, you'll see there are two projects. One, I pinned it on my profile. The first one is the Comic Book Shop project, and the second one is the Foblobber project. So I'm putting that here, the Comic Book Shop and Foblobber. I don't have it deployed because deployment costs a lot of money, so I will show them. I have made a video on what this project looks. I'll put the description. So this is a full stack project. Okay, it's a comic book shop e-commerce app. Okay, I'll keep updating the documentation. So this one is like a full stack app which has multiple microservices. So there is a web app, there is a coupon service, there's a product service, there is the authentication service, there is an Azure message bus, there is a logging service, there is an ordering service, and a shopping cart component as well. So it's a fairly complex project. So that is going to be, building a full stack C#.NET project, is going to be the next set of videos that I will be uploading on this channel. So now, of course, I have covered as much basics as I can in these videos, and this is what I'm going to build next. I already have a video on what this project looks, how it looks, and so on, so you can check it out. But yeah, this is what we are going to be building next, and this is a complex one. Okay, but yeah, again, this is aimed at somebody who is about to apply for an internship or a first job. If you can build this, I'm sure that'll get you ready for any kind of first job interview. So there you go. That is the project architecture, and I'll keep updating the documentation as I make videos. I'll add more documentation and stuff like that. That is project number one. And the second project is I'm working on a project called Foblobber. Okay, so again, this is like a photo management system. So here my goal is like this project, the Comic Book Shop, is about .NET full stack development, right? Web APIs, front-end web app with Razor Pages, using microservices, dependency injection, EF Core, using SQL Server, making HTTP calls, using Swagger and stuff like that. This takes care of that kind of thing. Whereas this project, this is about using the cloud. Okay, now, as a .NET developer, you should be well versed with both of these things. You should have your .NET skills and you should have your Azure skills. So my plan is to make videos on both of these things parallelly and help you build something which is useful for your internship and your first job. So this one is far more, both of them will teach you different things, but they are kind of related. So what you do in the cloud things will help you in your .NET API development, and what you do in the API development will help you in the cloud thing. And eventually, of course, they will converge because this project already uses one cloud service called message bus, whereas this one, obviously, as of now, it also uses the .NET API concepts and the web app that we built in Comic Book Shop. So these two projects, they will be operating side by side. This one is going to help here, and so I would say that both of them are equally important. So I'm going to be uploading videos about both these projects parallelly, or I might just finish off the one on the left side first before moving on to the one on the right side. So these are the two things I have planned for the next one. Along with this, of course, my plan here is to add some JavaScript videos as well, because I'm not a front-end guy. When I start showing the project and start building it, you will tell for yourself that I'm not a very front-end person. I have some essential knowledge about JavaScript, Bootstrap, and React.js and things like that, but I don't know too much. But still, you can't escape the JavaScript development. You can't escape front-end development. Even when I'm working on a project, although I'm a back-end developer, a lot of times, the front-end developer is not there, or some quick fixes are necessary, and I can take care of it. All right, so there you go. So this is the plan for the future. For me personally, on the channel, I will be making the next set of tutorials will build on these basics, and we'll be learning how to build this Comic Book Shop project, and we'll be learning how to build this Azure Blob Storage project. I have other ideas as well, but I believe that these two projects will keep me busy for the next few months, and so on and so forth. And these are all the things that I'll be talking about. Some of them will be theory. For example, when I talk about the cloud, a lot of times I'll have to discuss the theory as well. Very, very dry stuff. But then obviously I will be doing some practical, many practical things as well. So this is what I am planning for myself in terms of the channel, in terms of the tutorial videos and things like that. And I hope you will also focus on these things, and all of this will eventually help you in your internship interview or your first job and stuff like that. So that is all there is to it. So this is a wrap up for C# basics. Every now and then I might add more videos to the C# basic playlist, the same basic series. Right now I'm stopping at video 23. I might add more videos of specific topics, but this much of foundational knowledge is more than enough for you to start building web APIs and full stack projects and things like that. And if there is something new, then you will learn. By the time, once you get into that coding zone, you are set. And once you know how to use Visual Studio or VS Code, once you start using GitHub, once you start building things, once you start hanging out on LeetCode, once you start spending time on Stack Overflow, you're already in the developer zone. If you don't know something, you'll just pick it up. It just happens instinctively. It happens naturally. You don't even have to put an effort. It's like once you climb a mountain, after that you're just going down. It's smooth. Sure, every now and then you hit a roadblock, but you'll overcome it. It is the nature. It is the way of life. Okay. So anyway, that's all there is to it. And thank you.